Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Obscurian citizens. This is Antonov, President of the United Republic of Obscurium, coming to you today with my annual Christmas address, where I, as usual, will be going over the things Obscurium has achieved this year, 2025. So, let's get right to it. And of course, it all started with the end, in fact, of another year, the Year of the Dragon, which ended in late January, February of 2025. And there were multiple steps to it. There was a parade with the new dragon Obscurium has constructed, which is a large, about 6-meter long dragon carried by 6 people on sticks. We built ourselves, and we are very proud of it. We carried through the streets of Kiel, had a little bit of an ending ceremony, but a few days later I did the ending ceremony again in the woods outside the Chapel of the Holy Dragon, just because I wanted fire to be involved, and unfortunately the Germans didn't want fire to be involved in the parade, so we couldn't do that. So, and then of course we also had an online call to end the Year of the Dragon, with all the lovely people who participated in it, from all the different micronations, just like we did when we started the year. We also had a little cyber attack on the Supreme Court email on a side note, but we have taken care of this problem at this time. We don't know who did it, but we are hopeful and certain, let's say hopeful that it won't happen again. Then I started travel season a bit early. There was a meet-up in Amsterdam in February between Ivan Bertjens, the Foreign Minister of Ladonia, Nicholas I, Grand Duke of Flandrensis, Lucas, the President of Satoshi, and Justin, Prime Minister of Herschel, and his Foreign Minister, Erdwin. And it was a great pleasure meeting all of them in Amsterdam. We had a good time there. And Amsterdam also marked the first kind of festivities that would lead up, first of several festivities leading up to the opening of the obscure Draconian Helgi Halvorsen Naval Academy, because we visited the Naval Museum in the Maritime Museum in Amsterdam. Next, on the Obscurian Declaration Day, just a bit later, the Naval Academy was officially opened in Hamburg. We visited the International Maritime Museum and the Soviet submarine there, and then of course we had the opening ceremony there, and the website was open to everybody. And so far we have had 6 graduates from this academy. Short explanation: the Obscure Draconian Helgi Halvorsen Naval Academy was created, of course, by Dictionary and Obscurium, because unfortunately at this time there is no other micronational naval academy. Unfortunately, Spyglass Hill, the Molossian Naval Academy, closed down, so we thought we should try to replace that. 6 graduates so far, as I said, and things are going well. If you are interested in getting some naval experience, or if you're interested maybe in giving some lectures, we are always open for cooperations with any individuals or other micronations, of course. So do check it out. I also mentioned our 7th Declaration Day, which was quite lovely indeed. Again, we had an event in Hamburg. As usual, we have some sort of little event. And we had our traditional Declaration Day parade. This time with foreign dignitaries again. We had two dignitaries from the micronation of Zelesinte, which is also located in Kiel. And we also quite literally launched our rocket program at this parade, or after this parade in Flagpolis. Our rockets are only air-powered so far, but they can and have carried mail. But we are also planning on, first of all, modifying these rockets to also be used for reconnaissance, and we are planning on getting other rockets and vehicles for the newly founded Obscurian Space and Air Force. So do look forward to that. Also, afterwards, the Parliament of Obscurium voted to move the parade, the annual parade, from Declaration Day to the first weekend in June, now called Parade Day. So next year it's going to be held then. Just because It's really cold in March, at least here in Kiel, but in other places in Europe as well. So everybody who participated in one of those parades really wasn't too keen on doing it again at this time of year. Shortly after, we also had a state visit for from the United Federation of Bavaria and Saxony to Flagpolis again, and also to my home here, to the president's office. And then I went on a state visit to Romkehal in preparation for the Micro Euro Summit 2026. Also, taking place in Flagpolis was the filming for the last episode of the German Tatort, literally scene of the crime in English, TV series in Kiel. Apparently, I don't know much about this series, but they film it in different German cities, and this was the last one they were going to film in Kiel. It was called Borowski and the Head of the Medusa. And in this episode, a corpse was disposed of in Flagpolis, in Port Petrov, as a matter of fact. So if you go swimming there, watch out for body parts in the water. But no, we all had a good laugh at the pictures we got out of that one. I also took care of some other things of importance in Obscurium, namely the duties of the president. I felt the need to specify what exactly the duties of the Obscurian president are, because they are quite numerous, and I felt it prudent to preserve that knowledge for the next generations and the next president, of course, so they would know what exactly they should be doing, ideally. Furthermore, we also created a cultural register and kind of refounded the National Museum of Obscurium in April to the cultural register to catalog Obscurian cultural heritage sites, which are located on our territory but also not located on our territory. It's sites we feel our nation has a special connection to, and well, that's that basically. And the National Museum is the catalog of all the objects relevant to Obscurium, including gifts given to myself, but also all of the Obscurian nation on during certain state visits. And I feel the need to clarify that this is very important. All of these gifts and all of these items, they may be housed in my office right now where I live, but they are property of the Obscurian people, and I just wanted to point out they belong to you, not to me. And after I step down as president, they will of course go on to the next president, because the president is kind of, I suppose, the custodian of the National Museum, but all of that is of course in the duties of the president. Then the RTV Dracomaris was launched, our latest naval vessel, which is a small remotely operated boat. We are also planning on using it for reconnaissance. However, after it was displayed at the Micro Euro Summit 2026 in Romkehal, 2025 in Romkehal, and sank there, it became inoperable. So actually, the Dracomaris 2 was created, or was commissioned, and it was tested successfully twice now. So we are still working on using it for anything specific, but we are at 2 Dracomarises at this point. Dracomaris 1 is inductionary now. It's inoperable, but they are working on fixing it, so they'll get to it'll become an Obscurian, a Draconian naval vessel if they do get around to fixing it. We also expanded Flagpolis a little bit. We created Lacus Quisquiliarum, which is an abandoned waste incineration plant just south of Kiel, or in the southern parts of Kiel, I should say. And we annexed a little a plot of land around the Chapel of the Holy Dragon on the east coast of the Bay of Kiel. I'll explain at the end why we expanded Flagpolis in such a way, but all of these new territories are part of Flagpolis. Then, in May, we also commemorated the 180th anniversary of the start of the Lost Franklin expedition, and the year of the micronational year of exploration, which Obscurium spearheaded. This a joint stamp issue was also released, commemorating Northwest Passage exploration as one of the parts of this year of exploration. And several micronations participated, and we are, and myself are very grateful. to all the micronations and individuals who participated in that. Obscurium's part, of course, was an excursion to Svalbard, including the northernmost post office in the world at Ny-Ålesund by myself, a visit to the Dragon Cave near Dictionary, and then the joint Panagua and Liberland expeditions with Dictionary, visiting Liberland and the Draconian territory of Panagua, and also a joint naval expedition with Dictionary in August after Liberland and Panagua, down the Inn River, where we visited several islands, which we had been planning on doing for years, but the weather never played along. But this year, the weather was finally good. I would also like to express my most sincere thanks to Jess Drachen, the latest Obscurian citizen, for participating in the Year of Exploration on her own initiative, discovering a sea cave in Maine. So thank you very much, Jess, for doing that. Taking the initiative and doing something on your own for Obscurium is something we don't have too often, but that only makes it more special when it does happen, and it shows a great devotion to Obscurium, and makes and is something we as Obscurians should be very proud of when individuals within our nation do something like that. So thank you. The documentary by an organization within the Kiel University called We Are CAU, or about Obscurium, was also released in mid-2025. It had actually been filmed about today, a year ago. However, editing of course took some time, so it was released half a year later but it was a great success as well, and I would like to express my thanks to all the members of We Are CAU, who are very lovely people, for agreeing to make a documentary about Obscurium and for making it such a wonderful documentary, and of course for all the people participating in it as well, besides the We Are CAU team, including our dear friends at Zelesinte. We also created a joint minting project with Flandrensis and Dictionary. First coins were minted, the first Obscurian coins ever were minted in June, and the first ever minted Draconian coins were also created at that point, though Dictionary and Flandrensis had coins before. These are our first properly minted ones, I believe, and for Obscurium especially. And it's another great example of micronational cooperation, since we split the costs and did this as a joint venture. However, we also opened it up to potentially other micronations. If other micronations want to have coins minted with our mint, that is an option. Talk to us, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Then, of course, the Micro Euro Summit 2025 in Romke came, and it was absolutely tremendous, absolutely brilliant. We had a great time there. We had almost 40 people, I believe, if not 40 people. 19 micronations, if I'm not mistaken. New record for the Micro Euro Summit, and probably the most visited Micro Euro Summit for some time. And it also featured another world record, the Micronational World Record Letter. It was a letter stamped with micronational postage stamps and cancellation stamps from 12 micronational postal institutions. I believe the previous record was at around 9 or 10, so this is definitely something we all who participate in this can be very, very proud of, and something that's going to be very, very difficult to challenge. Though I do encourage anyone and everyone to attempt to top that record. It was in fact 13 institutions if we do count German mail, but since we did use German mail stamps on it, and since they also got stamps and all the letters arrived successfully, it's 13 institutions, so we'll see if we can top that. But again, something absolutely amazing, an amazing achievement of micronational cooperation. You come together and you all put your stamps on it, you all stamp it. To do that with 12 different micronational postal institutions, now that's something, I'd say. That's something absolutely amazing. Of course, then in September, the Consul Akali and myself, we participated in the Kiel Run again for the second time, and it went quite well. We didn't top our records from last year. and but we still had fun. Though I did suffer some medical issues a couple of weeks later, which have led me to refrain from participating in the Kiel run again for the foreseeable future. But Consul Akali will participate next year again. The Obscurium coins I just mentioned were also released in September officially, and you can exchange them at this time actually. And then, of course, in November, we commemorated 5 years since the death of the YouTube channel Unus Annus. And if you don't know what Unus Annus is, well, I'm sorry to say you missed out, and it's too late for you. Memento Mori. And that brings us to the end of 2025, with where I'm gonna solve the mystery of what's been going on with flag pullers, of course. Oh well, it might not be a mystery to you if you've been reading the Herald of Obscurity. So, earlier this year, it came to our attention that the German Navy was looking to reacquire some of its old naval bases. And of course, Flagpolis is located on something called the MFG5 area, which used to be a German naval base. And they want it back. The city of Kiel is in talks with the German Navy at this time, and it's looking quite likely that in February a solution, an agreement will be made, and this area will be given back to the German military. Now, what does this mean for Flagpolis? Well, that's exactly why we expanded Flagpolis, because since we have 2 more territories belonging to Flagpolis but not connected to it, located in completely different parts, even if the main area of Flagpolis is annexed or it's occupied by the German military, Flagpolis will still endure and can still be visited. Though, if you do want to visit the old area of Flagpolis, I do recommend you visit before February or until February of 2026. However, a lot of people are of course unhappy with this. I mean, of course, we are unhappy with this because it's a lovely area, and a lot of other people too. Affordable housing was promised there and never happened, and a lot of people like this area as it is because it's a very lovely public park right at the waterfront. So a few people from a climate activist group from Kiel called the TKKG, in late October they actually occupied some trees in Flagpolis, and they've built a tree house there and 2 other structures at this time. And this initiative has received full support from the United Republic of Obscurium. Though it has to be said that people doing this are anarchists, self-proclaimed anarchists, or at least have anarchist tendencies, again self-admitted. So, and they have let us know that they are not really interested in joining anything with fixed structures, since, well, anarchists. I think it's self-explanatory. So, they will not be joining Obscurium or Flagpolis, but they are open to smaller collaborations, and in fact we've already had talks with them. We have made an agreement that we support that we are not opposed to one another, and that we support this project, and we wish each other well. And maybe there will be some smaller scale cooperation in the future, but at this time we are both quite happy with coexisting next to one another. So that's it for 2025. It's like all years, it's been a year with its ups and downs, but if you look at it from an Obscurian perspective, it's been a wonderful year for us. We've achieved so much, and I'm very happy to say it wasn't just myself doing things. Many Obscurian citizens did amazing things. Of course, Jess, as I mentioned earlier, but also Jesse. Jess and Jesse are 2 different people. And Jesse, of course, did our Obscurian Christmas card again, which was very, very beautiful. And many, many other people also did great things for Obscurium. And at the end of the year, I would like to thank each and every single person who participated in Obscurium projects and who supported Obscurium. Of course, especially our citizens, but also people who might not be involved in micronationalism at all, but also our dear micronational friends, of course. Without whom, well, Obscurium wouldn't be that fun at all, because Obscurium isn't just Obscurium for the people we have within it, but also for the friends we have and we do things with. So thank you to all who work with us, and thank you to all of our Obscurian citizens. I appreciate you all and I love you all. And of course, there will be more projects and collaborations next year. Stay tuned for those. In the New Year's address by the Supreme Judge and Consul and Lord Protector of Flag Police, Jan Akali, who will be stepping in for the Vice President this year, since there is no Vice President this time. So that's gonna happen at midnight on the 1st of January. Stay tuned for it. Alright, and last but not least, I wish everybody happy holidays, a most merry and blessed Christmas time, and a lot of health, fun, and happiness for the end of the year, and also, of course, for the next year of 2026. I've been Zer Antonov, President of the United Republic of Obscurium. Thank you, and goodbye, and Merry Christmas.